Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a special broadcast this evening. We'll be live with the Huntington election results for 2017. And I am Jenny Lee, and tonight I have with me Miss Dana.
Hi, guys. How are you?
And Miss Lisa.
Hi, everyone.
And we'll be hanging out with you guys, waiting for the election results to come in this evening and trying to stay as calm as we can. So I heard some of the first returns came in. Do we want to go check out some of them, and then we'll have a little conversation throughout, because it's probably going to be a little bit of a long evening. What say you ladies?
I think I need some Tums. I don't know. My stomach is already bubbling.
Show me the screen.
Let's hear what's going on.
All right, let's see what's going on. So, looks like we have 243 districts have reported, and 809 are not in. At this point, Chad is ahead. 54% and 43%. So let's go ahead and look over at the council members, see what's going on there. Looks like the top two right now so far is Ed Smith at 2578. And second is Mark Cuthbertson at 2546. Jim Leanick at 2464, coming in at third. And fourth is Emily Rogan with 24.5. Still very early, only 259 districts have been reporting so far. I'm going to pop over to legislator and just get an eye on our 16th, 17th, and 18th, and then I'll return to you ladies. So in the 16th, Susan Berlin is currently at 56.34%, and Hector Gavilia at 43.59. Again, it's still very early in the evening. On the district for South Huntington, number 17, Thomas Donnelly is at 60.52%, and Michael Troetti's at 38.51. And in the 18th district, we have William Spencer at 52.73, with Dom Spada at 46.6. And again, still very early in the evening, with only 277 districts reporting out of 1,052.
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Rich Schaefer. I didn't know he was running for Babylon. He's the head of the Democratic Party. My screen just ended up there. Sorry. I followed a shiny thing for a moment there. So, very early so far. Interesting look at what might be coming this evening with some of our races that we're following. So, what do you ladies think so far?
Of who?
I just
pick one.
This is just too close for me.
Let's talk about Susan Berland. Are we shocked?
Oh,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked about Susan Berlin, even though it's early. I'm still shocked about Susan Berlin and Mark Cuthbertson, because I hear so many negative things about both of them. Yet every single time they run, they manage to get back in.
Yep.
So I don't know. At what point do we start holding, the people accountable? Because it's election after election after election after election. Now, if Susan Berlin makes it to county legislator, I don't want anyone to say anything else negative about her, because obviously that many people did not vote.
Well, we only have about 5,000 people voting right now.
But even if it is the 5,000, let's just say it's the 5,000. I hear so many negative things about both of them. You would think that they would be in the lower. I don't care if it was 2. They would be either not on there or in the lower part. You still wouldn't be ahead. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it gets so frustrating. You hear all these different things, and yet when it comes out to voting, no one's around. For that solar eclipse, I still don't know what the hell happened that day. But the library was jam-packed. Today, it was like, so what's more important? Who's running your government, or you seeing something with the sun and the moon? I don't know what happened that day, but something happened. Right. Which one is more important? So
voting, not voting. Right.
All right. We have coming in.
Okay.
And switch on back, because now we're at 321 districts reporting, 731 that have not yet.
Wow, that's a lot of districts.
Oh, and that's all of Suffolk. So we have 178 in Huntington. 49 have reported in, and we're still waiting on 129.
Right.
So you can see Chad is at 54.63%. Tracy's at 42.8%. You know who we didn't check on was Highway. We'll get back to that one. And Ed Smith coming in at 25.69. Mark Cuthbertson still in second place, 25.34. We have James Leonick at 24.79, coming in at third, and Emily Rogan with 24.12. Let's go check on that Highway. Kevin Orelli, wow, what a close race. Look at that.
That's so close.
Wow, that is so close. Oh, wow, anything could happen there. 50.17 for Kevin O'Reilly and John Clark at 49.78.
Wow. That is close.
It's very close. Where do we want to go? Do we want to check on, let's go check up on our sheriff, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
Coming in, coming.
Wow, that's really close, too.
Very close race there with Errol Toulon and Larry Zacharias. Are you guys seeing the screen okay? Do I need to make
perfect. Perfect.
Okay, good.
Okay.
This ought to be interesting. Oh, that's David A. Morris.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I'm going to go ahead and predict that a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple of write-ins, 163. I wonder how many were made out to Mrs. Bullshit.
Oh, no. Wait a minute.
That was the one that I wrote that in because I wanted somebody to have to tally that.
I'd like to see that.
Board of Elections. I put up my ballot before. I'm not embarrassed by it at all. I think that we should use the power of the pen when we're not happy with what the parties are giving us. I don't think anybody should ever say that that's a wasted vote. This race is really, really spread right here.
Wow.
Again, it's still a little early, but Cindy at 62, Perini at 36.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are the odds?
Really crazy. So, yeah, that's distracting to me. So right now we have 14 write-ins as well. You know, I was just talking about the power of the pen when you're not happy with your political party. 400 vote, okay, he's pulled in a few, but I wonder how much that's gonna.
That's very low. Very low.
Crazy. This is interesting. This is very interesting.
What happened?
Ed Smith and Mark Cuthbertson. Remember, I made a prediction as well as making a.
Still in second. Oh.
I remember when we did on our endorsement show that we just did.
Mm-hmm.
You remember I said I made a prediction, and then I was making my endorsement was separate than my prediction, and I had said I thought Ed Smith was polling a lot better because the amount of Lori. Hi, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
No sound. No sound. No sound. Sign
Can't
off.
hear you.
Jenny, I'm going to take you somewhere. I swear.
Huh?
I'm going to take you to, like, the crazy house.
No, I want to run it. Wait, what did I do?
Just the thing
you were signing, can't hear you.
Yeah, you were like, I know you're signing, but to the regular people who won't know, they're just like, what?
Yeah, why is she doing a fish? Like, Lori, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. You. Lori. No, I can't hear you. Sign off, sign on. Okay, so we're going to go back to the election results until Lori figures out her sound. Lisa, do you think you could inbox her on Facebook and let her know that you can't hear her?
I'll do that right now.
Tell her to sign off and sign back in. Okay, so let's go back and see.
More results came in?
Oh, these are just going to be constantly updated. These are going to be constantly updated. Now we're up to 399 districts reporting, and I'm back at Suffolk. I don't know why I keep doing that. We're back at 61 and 178. Do you see this little scrolly thing here at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's wait as this gets here. And if anybody wants to, take it on their own, it's suffolkcountynewyork.gov. Election results. You can watch any of the elections come in. But when that does that, it refreshes. So we're at 60. So that's what I was describing to you. The process before we went on air was how that works, how the machines work, how they tally them, and stuff like that. Why don't you guys take it over while I try to grab and help her in the background?
Yeah, so this is going to be a very interesting night. I think it's going to be full of surprises, in my opinion. I don't know which way the race is going to go at this point in time. All I know is this. Like I said, if Susan Berlin and Mark Cuthbertson gets in again, I don't want to hear anything from anyone because, I mean, there's a reason why they keep getting in.
Oh yeah, there's reasons, all right.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure when your husband's a judge, I'm sure that helps. I'm sure he's got a lot of connections.
You might have a point there.
Just a little. Just a little point.
There.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. But I just, I hope that everything goes smoothly. There's no foolishness behind the voting and everything. And let's just get it over with. Because honestly, I'm exhausted with the smear campaigns and everything else at this point in time.
Speaking of, until we go back and check on the results, I cleaned up my living room here, and I had been keeping these for a while. I went there and I counted them today. I have 80. 80.
Are you going to throw those away?
Yeah, probably after this election and wait till the next one. But the point is, these cost between $10,000 and $15,000 per mailer.
It's disgusting.
There was 80 of these.
Listen, Jenny, don't throw those away. I need those because I'm actually doing a report for my law class.
Oh yeah.
My report is consistent. It consists of the racial divide in politics in Suffolk County.
Okay, and I love to recycle, so you're more than welcome to have these.
Please hold them for me.
No problem. But a visual is worth how much. This stack here, according to a little bit of my math, cost a little over $1 million.
Oh no, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, I agree you have to campaign. I know you have to get your name out. I understand that. But over $1 million? Come on.
And we could do? We could do
with $1 million?
Bang, bang, bang.
And then listen to this. Today while I was at home, as you guys know, my little sister's getting married on Friday, so we went to pick up my aunt. Somebody's banging on my door. My mom almost has a heart attack. My dad, he's not stable, so he's trying to wobble his way to the door. It was somebody asking us. They were holding Seeney's pamphlet in their hand, asking us, are we voting? I was like, are you out your mind? You don't bang on people's door on election day with the sign. What is wrong with you?
2 people banged on my door today, too, as I was pulling into the driveway. And nobody answered the door. Even the person that was home didn't answer the door. And then they saw me pull in, so they came up to my car. And I said, what's up, guys? And he said, oh, we're just trying to get the word out about, getting everybody to vote. And I said, well, who are you with? And he goes, oh, well, we're with the Democrat Party. I said, beat it. I was like, beat it, guys. Nicely beat it. And they laughed. And then they were like, have a good day. And then they left. It was nice, though.
I can't. It was very interesting. I see Lori joins us. Can you hear right now? I think we can. Did you just say no?
I did.
And I
can hear you.
Dear God in heaven, great.
Do you see how eloquently we worked around today's technical difficulty, though?
Always something. God almighty.
Oh,
It
great.
was.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring it back to the results that are coming in, and you guys can take over some of the commentary, okay?
Okay.
Let's see what's
Well,
going on. I think we're at, oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, brother.
this is too traumatic. I can't do this every election. I can't.
Oh, no, aw. Hey, you know what? There's nobody doing this locally for people and bringing the results in and all that stuff.
No, I mean, for
Okay,
me, it's just too
No.
much just waiting to hear the answers.
Yeah.
25. So we now Mark has jockeyed to first place,
Of course.
Oh.
Of course.
and Ed Smith is in second. But watch how quickly this changes. 25, 85. Look how close this is between Ed and Mark.
80 districts are already in.
And Emily's not that far behind. Town of Huntington, Chad's still Chad's still way ahead.
23 write-ins.
I know you guys were talking about the write-ins, and I know everybody's pretty passionate about it. I guess the question that I had, and I was hoping Dana, maybe you could weigh in. I was just trying to get a better understanding on why Gene didn't think that there was a way forward if he did run to help ignite the change that, we've all talked about with the diversity. Because I did feel like, especially today, actually voting and knowing all the information about how everybody got there, the frustration with the process. I was just wondering if you could talk to that.
I'm not really sure why. I mean, I'm not really sure why he chose to go the way that he went. I do believe that he would have definitely enhanced the race had he decided to come back in because, he was a good candidate. Or if he would have gotten behind someone and explained why he got behind that person. I thought he learned from when they came after him about the statement he made about the gun charges, not just to stay quiet because that doesn't help. You need to get out and speak about it, but he didn't. So I don't know. And honestly, since he wasn't running again, I called him twice and he hasn't returned my phone calls. So I don't know. At this point in time, it's kind of like,
I can't even imagine what he's dealing with the Republican Party and the people on the inside of that. And, I can't speak for Gene. I'm not speaking for Gene. I'll just make that clear. But when you're the person who's the inside and the golden child, and then all of a sudden you're not the golden child anymore, there's fallout because of that. And the party, he no longer had the support of the party, and the party no longer had his support. So there's fallouts with all the individual relationships that you made within the party as well. So I don't think it was, why he didn't do or didn't do. The Republican Party has had a history of being divided for a very, very long time, way before Gene. They were doing it with the Black family. This goes back a really long time. And they have tried to unseat Tony a few times because people recognize it's a leadership issue. And every time that they do that, it causes the party to become fractured again.
So a couple of things. It was really challenging to listen to the local News 12. While they had access to the same website that we're looking at, they were doing a lot of commentary on some of this history. And it was all of the differences between, it was constant Democrat versus Republican, and then who had the different lines. Finally, though, they did have somebody talking to the frustration on the cross endorsements, which I felt was great. But like they kept going on and on about, just as you were pointing out, Jenny, right? All like the ancient stuff. But I have to ask, I haven't been paying attention, I guess, but where did John Gomez come out of left field with the write-in on Gene? I was like, whoa, where did that come from? He's a really good guy. I supported him when he was running a few years back, and I was just, that was crazy. It was like,
I miss his radio show. We would never get his radio show in Huntington because of whatever reasons in regards to radio show nonsense. The inner politics of that and who has what jurisdiction. But I used to tune in on the computer to listen to his show, and he no longer does it. So he would be an interesting character for us to have as a guest, because he has a really long career in local talk radio for a very long time, and he's very well versed on the inner operations of what happens within politics. He ran for Congress.
Yeah, I supported his run, and I thought he was a great candidate.
I think even though the Republican, because I've been a lifelong, since I can vote, I've been a Republican. Even though the Republican Party was split, here's the difference. Gene was able to get everybody together, and he would have people rally behind him, whether the Republican Party supported him or not. He held enough weight within the community. He doesn't need a major party, and I'm just being honest, because he was one of the candidates that were able to cross over to everyone. He would have had such a backing, he wouldn't need a party.
I agree. He would have had the most amazing write-in campaign if he had chosen to go that route.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of people telling him he should, and it wasn't coming from him himself, because he was still dealing with the fallout of realizing what the Republican Party really was for him. So, and you have to remember too that Gene's an Independence Party member, and we've been speaking about this also. The Independence Party has been very broken since Gary Melius got shot. I mean, that's the timeline right there. When you want to talk about when the Independence Party had a really good amount of power, and when it fell apart after Gary got shot. Nobody wants to go play cards at the castle anymore. So that how power suck is gone now. I'm just being real. So do we want to check in real quick? Because it goes pretty quick. I don't want to miss a thing.
Sure.
Okay, where are we? We're at 100 districts reporting out of 178. Tracy at 43.57, Chad at 54. O'Reilly at 50.6. John Clark 49.33.
So close.
Yes, look at that. 13,987, 13,634.
Wow.
Right? Tell you what, it's got to piss you off when it adds up to the write-ins if that happens.
Wow.
Okay, this is just, they keep jockeying. Look, Ed is in front again. 25.72. 25.24 for Mark. How interesting.
This is interesting, but
you know what the shame of this is for Tracy is, if she does lose this race, she's also lost her seat. So, like, for instance, Susan. If Susan, let's go check on Susan. If Susan
go back,
Susan would have gone back. If she would have lost this race, she would have maintained her seat. What's also very interesting about this, though, is they can choose to reappoint Tracy to the board if that's what they choose to do. I don't know. It's going to be a 2-2 split at this point.
Instead of Susan, pick Tracy over Susan?
What do you mean?
Can we go back to that? I'm not clear.
I mean, if Susan lost, they could choose to put Tracy or Susan back in. Okay,
so Susan is now leaving because it looks like Susan, let's pretend we're projecting right now that Susan Berlin's the winner. Good. She now, because she ran on a year that her seat wasn't up for election.
Oh, they can put Tracy in. Okay.
She leaves an empty seat.
Right.
So whoever has the majority on the town board gets to appoint the person to fill the vacated seat in January. It looks like, from what I'm looking at, projection-wise, as far as the town board goes, because we're going to have, if it turns out the way it's looking, let's say Chad is the supervisor. Then you have Ed and Mark, right? And Susan. Right now, for this current board, you're going to have it's going to be 2-2, 3-3. Wow. 2-3.
Holy cow.
Oh my gosh. Like, when you think about this for a second. If the Republicans take the majority now, do you know how many people
are talking about this? I mean, like, if that even happens on any comment, no one's talking about this except the people on the ground.
And I got to tell you, and the people who work at town hall who are scared for their jobs right now.
Oh yeah.
Let's check in with Dom. How's Dom doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope that's jumped up.
Yeah, 5265, 4613, 48 out of 78, 30 to go.
That's crazy.
I'd say call that one.
Now, do we have any detail on like who's reported?
I just can't, like, I can't even believe, but this goes back to what Dana's been talking about. Like, you,
Yep.
not for nothing, I'm gonna put it on the floor right here, right now. You know, you people deserve what you get. You deserve it.
Yep, you didn't vote.
You deserve it. Now you've got you're gonna get Doc Spencer back, and you've got
and Susan Berlin. Oh my God.
You're all screwed. Thank you. You have no idea. We've been telling you about the taxes, the fees, the this. They'll tax you and fee you now on everything.
Yep.
And you'll hear so much. You'll hear so many. Oh, this and that, but the same people get in.
They still voted for her.
They still and Dom.
They're be emboldened to not change. They're going to double down.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They're not going to do anything. It's going to be the same deal, and probably worse because this was like one of the worst campaigns.
Disgusting. They know they can do whatever they want because they're going to
get away with it.
They were just giving permission that whatever you did was good because it worked and got you the results you wanted. So now, you know, you're going to have the same hate campaigns launched again in another 2 years.
And it's so ridiculous
not
because
matter anymore.
You hear, oh, I don't want to do this. I can't deal with this, and he's not right for that. And I'm telling you this as we're speaking now, Dom put everything out for Spencer. I mean, he was crystal clear that my 6-year-old could understand what he was saying.
Absolutely.
So if he doesn't get in, I don't want to hear anything from anyone because whoever's in his district did not vote. If this turns all Republican, I don't want to hear anything, especially if we don't have, you know, the certain amount of people that voted. Because my dad was, you know, like I said, I mean, halfway crippled, and that man made sure he got out to vote. Every eligible adult in my house today voted. There's no excuse. Local elections mean so much more than national elections because that's where the people have the most power.
I have a young lady in my news feed. She's a private citizen. I'm not going to throw her under the bus. She just had surgery. She had ear surgery, long surgery. Oh, she voted today.
Okay.
She had surgery like a day or so ago. She took a picture of herself. She said, if I can do it, you could do it. And she had the bandages all around her head from the surgery. If that woman made it out to vote
you can too.
Yeah, in this weather too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what the voter turnout was.
What's the percentage back in? I'm sorry.
Let's go. You want me to go back? Let's go back.
Yeah, I just want to go back to Dom because I know that some of those other places within the 18th, I mean, you can't really tell like which ones are in and which one are not, right? It's just the percentage overall.
Well, right now you have this many votes, right? Here, let me grab my little handy dandy calculator. I wish I had the one I have at work. That one's so much better. So it's 83. I still don't have my calculator. Got it. 8321 and 7358 and 184 and 5. Right now, we're only at 15,868 votes in that district. Okay. There's still 24 more districts not reported in.
Yeah.
So they're going to need huge results for there to be any change.
Yeah. And a better indicator really for us is going to be this number right here. And so, because the legislation's broken up into 3. So 15,147, and these aren't the final numbers. We know we're just getting a rough estimate. Here.
Jumps in district attorney and sheriff. Any big change?
Yeah, I want to see Zacharias.
Okay, I was adding that up, but I'll bounce around because I just.
He was down, Lori, before you came.
Ooh, 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 countywide. All right, it's on countywide and sheriff. Dang.
Oh, he jumped up there.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, he jumped up. It's close.
That is so close.
Ow. Come on. District's
This is
not
where
in
people get-
357.
This is
Look
where
at that.
people get pissed and say, "Oh, if you would have taken that away, it would have gone to one or the other."
Mm-hmm.
People got mad at me for my write-in vote.
That's your right. You could do whatever.
I
You
know.
know, it's your right to vote.
Yeah, but I can remember, Jenny, that was so funny when I saw that online.
Oh, let's see this.
For
Look at
Ross-
all the no's on the con.
Awesome.
Wow. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that's just us though. It's the whole state has to vote. But if that's
I think the
157
And New York
districts
City.
not in yet. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I think.
well,
we
that's
are
just
good.
Suffolk. The 1,052 that you're looking at. This is
Yes.
just Suffolk County. It's not Nassau. It's Suffolk.
Right.
But
Just like I think New York City. If anybody wanted to try to, anybody who's near a computer wants to go ahead and try to look up the De Blasio race and see how that's going.
I think de Blasio won.
Oh,
I think
Well-
I just saw somebody, they posted on Facebook, de Blasio ? Come on.
That's why
I
Susan.
think that means he won. That's disgusting. Whatever. That's what everybody wants. I guess it's time to move to Idaho. I don't know.
Lisa's crazy. I'm not moving on.
She Idaho.
I'm not doing that part.
Somebody's got to be Idaho. No.
Jenny's see
Maybe
what
somewhere closer.
did
It
you
doesn't have to
see?
be Idaho. I don't know.
I told you, Jenny's going right to the crazy house immediately after this broadcast.
My guy didn't get it.
Immediately.
I'm very upset. It's the same night that my button went to absolute crap. It was like, but he's so great. I don't care. He ran a good campaign.
I'm not giving up. I still think he can pull it out.
I never give up until the last possible second. I'm always optimistic. I don't care.
The night
What
that
it
Trump
is.
won,
I'm preparing myself.
yeah.
This is
You're preparing yourself just for a soft fall.
But no, because listen, I'm always the girl that looks for the silver lining. And the fact of the matter is our show isn't going anywhere. And now we get to beat up on Spencer more. I'll go to your legislative meeting.
And I think we have a lot of work to do with whoever wins.
Right.
Yes, I don't think it's gonna
We
be
need a
like
lot
we
of
said.
change.
Yeah, like we said before we opened the show, this is not going to be, this is, the be all to tell all. I think the campaign, the election was just the beginning. We have a lot of cleaning up to do, a lot. And, depending upon who gets in here, we might have to, think about a rebirth plan for the next 2 years. We don't know how this is going or how, how it might work out. So
Just like what Dom said, Dana.
Are still there with the cross endorsements. Like, I really am passionate about that.
I agree, Lori. I'm also very passionate.
I don't think realistically that's ever going to change. Or if it is, it's not going to be anytime soon.
I don't know. I feel like there's this, I don't know, like an undercurrent this election, because we're not hearing it like a loud drum beat, but it's a soft beat. It's starting to get said, even like in the major media. And when you hear that and people are actually vocalizing it, it's really freaking broken.
Yeah.
Because
No,
we
it's
just sound a little louder, don't you think?
I'm sorry?
Well, just like what Dom had said at his fundraiser that night during his speech, win or lose, he's not going anywhere.
Right.
And like us, we're not going anywhere. And maybe we might have to learn how to beat our drums and the bag a little harder.
And I can't, I mean,
I would
Beat the damn bag already.
yeah.
I would like to agree with you. It might be an undercurrent, but then I'd have to be realistic and say, look at all the noise they said about Cusperson and Berlin, and they still get in.
Well, that was
endorsements. I don't think are going anywhere.
that is a
anytime
mystery,
soon.
isn't it? I'd love to know why. That is a
And
mystery.
they keep. And, I mean, people have been extremely vocal about those two candidates. How corrupt Cusperson is. How Susan is a bully. How Cusperson is just in it because he's a lawyer. How Susan just wants to take photo ops, and they have been vocal. This is not something that's new. Yet, time and time again, they get in.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, even though you might hear a little ripple, I don't think cross endorsements are going anywhere. And if it is, it won't be anytime soon.
Well,
That's just
you can all just call me Pollyanna, because I really do feel like We just got to chip away, and somebody has to, right?
We could. There's
And
nothing stopping us.
we want to use this forum and even get more people involved, because it's one thing to talk about Cuthbertson and Susan. It's another thing to actually start doing something about it, and maybe that's the change that we can ignite. Like, I really wanted to vomit over those ads on Cuthbertson. Really, he's a hometown guy, and his big ad on TV is, "I've been endorsed by the Sierra Club." Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then it was talking about how great he was.
He's kept our city. He's kept our town safe.
Like, it's enough to just make me want to throw myself out the window. So for that, I'm glad I have a little extra time in my hands right now, that I could really whip up a lot of passion on that to get people just a little bit more awake and to feel a little bit more like it can change, right? There's always a possibility.
You gave people the option. I understand you guys are optimists. I understand what you're saying. But how much more can you give a person? You have the option to vote. It is in your hands. You don't have any more power than that. And they don't utilize it. Well, I mean, let's be real here. How many times has Cuthbertson been reelected? How many times has Susan been reelected?
Now we have a new district attorney, regardless of what political party that they're affiliated with, that should now be presented with the case against Mark Cuthbertson to have him indicted at this point. And then boom, you got another free seat, just like that. But the truth is there are some crimes that he has not been answered to, because the district attorney that we had in office, that was also cross-endorsed by every party at one point, okay, that's the key to justice. I mean, we talk about equality justice or this kind of justice. You want to talk equality justice is law being applied equally across the board, regardless of who you are. And so,
like Hillary Clinton of Huntington.
So there you go. You have your brand new. You have a brand new opportunity, okay, of hope, that after this election, somebody puts a little packet together. It's not hard to do. We've got files, and a stamp and return receipt. Thank you very much, sir.
There you go. Next.
Take another look at the numbers.
Out of control. I can't. I agree. I mean, I think, I mean, if that's the way that we have, I'm always for getting people in the office that are for the community. I mean, I will go through the fire for that. But I can't say there are many people like that.
Yeah, there's not too many top spotters out there.
And this summer, guys, just to know.
Just so you know, we have a very large viewership on watching us right now. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back over, because it's prime time and people are probably looking for some results.
Can I just make a public service announcement?
Oh,
go ahead.
For this summer coming up,
sure.
Don't use that sunscreen.
Oh,
why do you hate her so much?
Beat the bag. Beat the bag. Oh,
that's
the new term. Paper. Wait a minute. There's only a couple lines on this paper. I need more lines.
All right.
I just can't even go there.
All right. Let's start with legislative district. Number 16, Berland with, think about, though, this is not even 10,000 people. It's not even 10,000 people in a town so big.
That's disgusting.
It's shameful.
Really disgusting.
It really
ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Dom has 10,000 alone compared to the 10,000 combined.
Right, for that district.
Think about that for a second.
Shameful.
Good point.
That is a good point. That's shameful. It's embarrassing.
Town of Huntington.
Not much change there.
Wow. Yeah, not much.
That's about the same. Oh, Raspentini, he pulled up quite a bit of votes, almost 1,000 already. And
2.3%.
30 write-ins.
30 write-ins.
Wow.
That is still pretty close. Look at that.
Wow.
Green, hard to see.
Dang.
Yeah,
okay,
I can't see it.
Kevin O'Reilly's at 50.04, and John Clark's at 49.9.
Oh,
There
no,
is,
that's too close.
hold on, let me do the math on this real quick.
And 31 districts still not in. Holy cow.
Isn't that crazy? Clear. I have 20,
I'm so nervous.
48 minus 202.
Oh, my God.
57. It's a 57 votes separate this.
That's nuts.
57 votes right
And
now.
there's 31 districts.
And there's 31 districts left. All right. 25.95, Ed Smith.
Not much change.
25.32. Leonick just pulled ahead of Mark Cuthbertson.
Oh, wait.
What?
Oh, my
Lord. That's some they're doing some Republican magic right now.
Holy.
That's what they're
The
doing.
dead voters stopped voting.
They're
No,
pulling out some Republican magic.
Boy, look at this going down, huh?
Wow.
This is
Come
crazy.
on, 30 districts. Oh, my
30
gosh.
districts left.
My stomach hurts. Does anybody else's stomach in
Yeah, I
and
told you I needed time.
out? I know. My stomach's in a knot.
I'm like sick over Dom, and he's such a good guy and a great candidate.
I know.
What is Dom at? She didn't read Dom yet, right? No.
Yeah, we
It's
did
close.
Dom. He's pretty behind.
Yeah, it's not as close. Ugh.
10, 282, 91, 40. Spencer has 52.29, and Dom has we just moved again. Spencer has 52.67, and Spada has 46.09. 46.09 with 10 districts left to go.
And you got to remember too, like guys like Dom and Hector, they came out of nowhere, and they're running against, like you put it, Jenny, the machine.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So
I'm proud.
if you freaking people would have got off the couch and voted a little bit more, there was a chance.
Yeah, these are dismal numbers when you think about it. So let's just go by the supervisor's race. I got my
Chad's gonna win.
absolutely. Isn't that crazy?
If he wins, that will be. I think that will be the beginning of a lot of problems. I'm just going to say that right now.
It'll be interesting, especially with all these. Yeah,
it will be. I believe that will cause some. I'm not going to say believe. I almost can put money on it that it will cause some extreme racial tensions within the communities. And I'm saying it. I know a lot of people whisper about it, but I am definitely saying it.
I don't know.
So it will be interesting.
Doesn't he have a lot of relationships when he was in the district? Wasn't he a teacher?
He was part of the school board, but he has lost a lot of support from the minority communities in general. He hasn't done anything for them.
I know that I'm close to that lives in the station, and she was really excited about voting for him, and I kept talking to her about why, and she went back to how involved
I would say
kids and all.
I would say she's in the minority.
Okay.
I don't know who that person is. I do know that everybody knows I fluctuate between everyone. There's no particular group that I sit with or talk with. I know people from the station to the Bay to everywhere, and it's the campaign that the Republicans ran. I don't think necessarily it was Chad himself, but because he co-signed it by running with the ticket, it has left a bad taste. And when I say minorities, I'm not just referring to ethnic backgrounds. I'm talking about minorities. Any differences that you're not wealthy, you're a regular Joe Blow. If you're a woman, all these things will come to a head if he's in office, because he's already gone to Albany. He's already passed how many votes. He has shown you how he voted. So that's a glimpse of how he will run the county. Now, as a woman, forget anything else. I don't want that. And then as a minority female, no, I'm not interested in that at all. And that's what the buzz is.
So out of a town of 220,000 citizens with 25 districts still not reporting, only 44,569 people have cast their ballot
Wow.
for the supervisor.
Wow.
And I will say it like I said it before. You deserve whatever you get.
Yep. At 4
If you
o'clock,
don't
I was
get out a vote.
255. I mean, there's 255 people, you know, in how many blocks?
Come on.
And there's a whole district, an entire
I'm not
district.
going to go out and make a hashtag that says not my supervisor. I'm going to put on my big girl panties and say anything's better than Frank Petrone. He's gone. We should all be celebrating. No matter what.
We just did.
No matter what, give him a chance. And if you don't like the outcome, we vote him out in the next election cycle.
Right.
But we are finally out of the 30-year grip of Frank Petrone, who was running this like a little Mindy fiefdom. And it's going to be really interesting to see with now the change of guard from everything going from 30 years of Democratic rule. Think about the local deep state people who don't know if they have a job tomorrow or not. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, they have it till January. That's for sure. But you're going to see a lot of people who were appointed for political reasons now being replaced with other people who are going to be appointed for political reasons. You're right. So you're going to have a whole new level of new people who don't know what they're doing. I mean, think about it for a second. Like Chad, what he was doing compared to what he will be doing. It's very different to run a town. Not that I know, but
you have a glimpse. You have a glimpse of what it is. You know, you're a citizen. You know what entails. You know, you don't might know the intricate
It's not the
details.
same as what he was doing with going.
Right.
I mean, the commute's a lot shorter, but
when you're running an organization with that many moving parts, absolutely, it's an enormous difference. And the change management of those people that will change their positions.
Yeah.
That is an enormous undertaking.
Yeah.
And if you can't, you know, you need a supervisor that's going to be able to say no firmly and stick to it. We need somebody that's going to be able to not go along to get along. And I don't personally believe that, you know, he would do that. But I will say this, whichever way it goes, I don't personally care for Trump. I'm just not a fan of his. Everyone knows that. I don't wish the man to fall because, hello, I live in the country that he's the president of. So, you know, I'm not going to be like, I hope you fit. No, I'm not going to do that. That I'm not going to do. You know, I'll hold him accountable if Chad does win. But, you know, I think we'll be in for a lot of bumps. And that's just, you know.
Well, you know, change does not occur when you're comfortable. And it's going to be uncomfortable. I think a lot of people kept, you know, voting the same way for a very long time because of the interest of their jobs. A lot of the phone calls and inboxes that I got over the last 24 hours was asking more about who was against the development than anything else. That was the main thing that people cared about.
What development? The seasons, you mean?
No, not just the seasons.
Everywhere.
Amount of development everywhere, coupled with green lawn water reports coming in with some serious things in them. And when you take all that to an account, and you have to say, we have a 45-minute commute from 25A to the train station in a town. We have a 45-minute commute. We shouldn't have a commute unless we're getting on a train. And that's you have a commute to get to the train now, and that's happened in our lifetime. Like, you guys can all vouch for this. It did not happen in our lifetime when it rained that they closed the beaches due to stormwater runoff. So the more cars you add, the more nitrates you add. So I think people are really starting to wake up to the negative impact that all this development, the development's not even here yet. Like, there's so much coming down the pipe that hasn't even happened yet. That was really a message to, we don't want this anymore. We don't want this kind of development.
And we need to talk about the parking.
Yeah, what parking?
Yeah, that's what we need to talk about. That's a commute because for me to get to Kilwins from my house, you know, now you're talking about 30, 40. Why?
That's what was, you know what, we said we were going to do an episode on that where we all got in the car, went out for a couple of cocktails. I say let's do it and find some parking.
I think so. I'm sorry, Lori. What were you saying?
Just getting back to the change. I mean, I liken it to in my former business. You know, I've watched whether it was me or peers. When you're sort of in these like individual contributor type roles, and then you take on a leadership position, right, with a lot of different moving parts, there is a maturation process that does occur. And so hopefully, to go back to what Jenny says, that there are people that, whether it's some of these, you know, appointees or those that are there already, that can also, you know, be committed to making a difference. What you need, though, is somebody who is mature enough to have a vision, vocalize it, and be committed. And I don't know him well enough. I know you guys have a little bit more experience.
So we're going to go back. I hate to interrupt you, but Mark just got back into second. We have 3 districts not coming in yet. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull us back here to the screen because it's near the end and it's getting very exciting right now. So while you guys are chattering, go ahead. Keep going. I want to keep
that was my only point. I just think that, you know, it's a big shift for him. And I am, like Dana said, like I'm hoping for Huntington to succeed. And no change, no change. I'm really happy that we're getting change. That's kind of what I voted for. I voted for change.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Cindy's call that race.
I can't see it, so can you
So
tell
Cindy
us?
has 62.14 and Perini has 36.35 out of 1,052 districts in Suffolk with 113 not reporting. You could definitely call that race. The town race for us is the one that keeps jockeying that I was watching. 25.59 for Ed Smith, 25.5 for Mark Cuthbertson, 24.92 for, and there's one more district not in. It looks like at this point, Ed Smith and Mark Cuthbertson are your next 2 town councilmen.
Oh, I'm jumping off the roof.
I know, we got 2. We got one more. Wow.
God.
I can't.
Oh my God, I hope it's a big district. Come on, please. I'm crossing my fingers.
More. Here it comes. You see that little bar at the bottom?
Push your paws, Kitty.
They're probably, they don't know what to do with the VFW right now with the Republican Party. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? What do we got?
Push your paws. Push your paws.
25.6 for Ed Smith. He came in first, and Mark came in second.
Oh.
It's not over though, is it?
It's over.
It's over. The last district is in. That's it.
Somebody's going to demand a recount, I bet.
Can we go back to Dom?
Smith and Cuthbertson. Oh, God in heaven.
Everything's in. You can call the race right now. Arelli won 50-31. Holy shoot. Look at that. He won by 24 votes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, a little more than that. 324.
Oh, my God.
Holy smokies. Supervisor final numbers on that. 43.87 for Tracy.
Wow.
It's really sad she lost her seat. 53.85 for Lupinacci.
Wow.
And but we got a free seat now because Berlin, bye Berlin.
God.
She's going to legislation. She's no longer on the town board, so we'll have a seat that needs to be appointed. Wonder who they're going to appoint. That will make a majority.
Now, who do they appoint? Do they appoint somebody that just was running, or do they appoint one of their friends?
They appoint whoever they want.
Right, it's theirs to pick.
William Spencer, 53.12. Dom Spada, 45.65. Dom, so sorry
Sad.
He'll be back.
He's not going anywhere.
He'll be
Do it
back.
again. That was a close race. Do it again. Looks like Errol Toulon, 49. Oh, no, there's still more districts in on the county. So the county races are still happening.
Oh, Zachary jumped down a little bit.
Yeah. But they still have 83 districts not reporting in.
Okay, so that's not
still
really
close.
close.
It's still really close.
I'm sick of the I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
I'm shocked.
Justices. All right, we have to pick the top 4. Let's find out the judges who won here.
Go ahead.
Let's see. We got a 19. Stu Besson got 1.26. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to maintain my composure.
Oh, sorry,
right, so it looks like Thomas Feynman with 19.81. Arthur Diamond with 19.55. Linda Kevins with 15.34. And William Robolini, which I heard he was actually good, with 14.79. I didn't vote for him, but I heard he was good. So those are your 4 new judges. 333 write-ins.
And Boyle, look how much Boyle and his buddy got.
Thank God.
That's a lot, though. 12,000, 17,000, but it only represents 1.26, 1.79% of the vote.
That is a lot. Who would vote for them? Look at all those votes that Stu got.
It's scary.
It's crazy.
It is scary.
These people.
It's scary.
What is really wrong with these people? It's unbelievable.
Sorry, my voice is going now. So we'll have to come back and analyze this on our, recap shows now that all the results are in when we come back next Tuesday.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see what percentage of people actually voted. You know what I mean? Like where we landed with that, what the percentage was. I think that's the most disappointed. I had said I would be surprised if we top 19%. I don't even think it's at 19%. Let me go. I'll do the math real quick while you guys chat.
The same year over year over year. I mean, God.
You realize the same 3 players are still here.
Well, I'm going to go back to the good news.
Let that sink in.
About, Frank is gone. Susan will move on.
They're going to love her in legislature.
I hope
just love her.
I'm just glad, a lot of change. And I think that it's risky, but I think that the path that the town was taking and where we were headed was in the wrong direction. So I'm personally happy about a lot of the change. I mean, I am really, really sad about Dom Spada because
So am I.
It was a real grassroots, great guy, just for all the right reasons. Like that's what you hope for in your politicians.
Yep. Well, Doc's not in my legislature. Doc's not in my district, but all his decisions directly affect me too. I've got to drink the same filthy water that you guys have to drink.
Jesus.
Okay. So I don't know. I went on the average of what I knew last, so my numbers are off. We'll bring you the actual numbers. Based on the 220,000 registered voters that I remember from a few years ago, and again, that number could be wrong. I'd have to go through the Board of Elections. 49,170 people voted. That's 22%.
Okay, so you were wrong. It's 22 big whopping percents.
I was so wrong.
3% over.
3 more percent. Oh my God.
Yep.
All that ruckus and only 3 more percent showed up. That's pitiful.
Okay, well, we're not going anywhere. Dom's not going anywhere, and now we can start reporting and holding all these other.
Fix yourself. Do this.
Cool.
Better?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, we could close it down. I can't believe we nailed it down in an hour.
I know. That's good.
Very good. So we will be here next Tuesday for you guys from 9:45 to 10:45. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll know when we're live on air every Tuesday. We will not be coming to you on November 21st. We'll be taking a break for the holidays with our family for that week. But we will be back again on November 28th to have community conversations with you, with the ladies from the Huntington View. Any final thoughts?
Just congratulations to all the winners and to those who ran amazing campaigns. I can't imagine that their families aren't feeling a little relief, whether they won or they lost. I mean, it's a lot of work. So thanks for stepping up, everybody, whether you won or you lost. So congrats.
Good luck, Huntington.
Good luck.
Good luck.
That's all I have to
Good luck.
Give
Dana?
Dan the last word.
Any final words, Dana?
I'm overly concerned. One, I'm a female. Two, I'm a minority, and three, I'm not wealthy. Everybody who was reported for this new change, that new change does not affect people like me. So I'm not pleased at all. I'm very concerned. And they've already shown me so far what they can do. I would never want to put that kind of power in their hands, because it's clear people that look like me or people that are in my same economic class, we will be hurt the most. So while we needed new change, this wasn't the new change we were looking for my own household, and for the people within, the minorities within my community. So I am not pleased, and I'm nervous at this point in time. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know.
Help him get better.
Yeah,
you can say that because you'll be okay. I can't say that we can help him get better if he doesn't even listen to people like that, people that look like me. He doesn't even speak to them.
You've taken.
I can't say that.
The development that was happening that has actually resulted in a lot of gentrification in our area. I can speak for my school district that we are seeing a huge decrease in the Black population. We're seeing a huge increase in the Hispanic population, which is now the majority, and the white population is now below the Hispanic population. And we do have a very diverse school district here in Huntington. But the housing that they are selling here is one of the reasons why minorities are being chased out of town, because they're selling it as affordable housing, yet you cannot afford it. And the people who are bringing it to you are selling it to you under the guise of minorities. So I think the type of housing when you think about what people were really voting against, a new direction, a new thing, they were talking about development. I don't think they were talking about taking anybody's rights to vote away, any women's issues. They certainly don't vote on women's health issues. They don't vote on women's abortion rights. They just don't vote on those things.
Okay.
When it comes to the town, it's mostly about land use. That's what we are mostly impacted by our town officials. So you should feel probably a little better, because now Chad wasn't operating for you in the manner you felt correctly in Albany by voting against women's issues. So now he can't do that. Now he's in town and he doesn't want to. He wants to stop let's pray he does, so that we can. Our Black community is shrinking. That should concern a lot of people. That's from gentrification.
It's not, but to me, it's not just about being Black or Hispanic. It's like I said. When I say diversity, I'm talking about your economic class. I'm talking about your I'm talking about all those things. And I'm sorry, you will never sell me someone like Ed Smith, who wanted to separate the Republican Party for the people down in Wall Street because they were a tad bit wealthier, that he's going to care about affordable housing. I personally don't need affordable housing. I live in a house. But how many people are like that? So you'll never sell me that someone like Ed Smith is going to have the best interest of the minority community. You just can't, especially when he came up and I went to town hall and I fought and we got our first ear of corn. What? What are you talking about? What does that make sense to you? Our kids are dying. We have gangs out here. The heroin epidemic is outrageous. And you're talking about corn, and you want me to believe that he has my best interest at heart? You'll never sell me on that. And where was Chad when those kids were getting murdered?
Well, that's why it's a board, so Ed Smith isn't making any unilateral decisions. We still have Mark Cuthbertson, and he's definitely very developer friendly, even though his ad said that he wasn't taking money from developers. Yeah. The Paramount was a developer. They gave to Berland, and both of them gave a variance on the seating, which has caused a huge parking and traffic problem. Even though, yes, the Paramount's great, it brings revenue to the town, there should have been better allowances made with that. So you're still going to see a large amount of balance. You remember, Gene couldn't get a lot done, and it wasn't because Gene
was the only one.
You couldn't get a
Yeah.
second on anything.
Yep.
So no one person on that board is going to hurt any one of us, because we are going to be a team. We're going to keep people. We're going to bring, if we have to start bringing the town board meetings and highlights about what's going on to people and talking about that with them so that they know what's going on, then maybe that's what we need to do here. But we're going to hold everybody's feet to the fire, as we always have. And
we could be part of the new direction as well.
I don't want anybody to be scared thinking, exactly, you're either part of the new direction or you're resisting it. We don't want to be resistors. We want to help guide the direction that it goes in. It is what it is. So now we have to decide where we're going to go with it. I'm all for, us taking the town board meetings, legislative meetings, bringing pieces out, bringing the important issues to the people and, the viewership that we have here, and bringing them up for discussion so that people get more involved, so that we see better than 22% voter turnout in the next election. It's a start.
So disgusting. It's so disappointing. It's so
It really is.
22%. That is disheartening. It's like you have the power in your hand and you do nothing. I don't understand that. I'm sorry. I just can't.
It's
Disgraceful.
we have. It's awful.
I mean, well, I'm pissed off that there was one line I couldn't vote on because it was cross-endorsed by every party. That made me mad. You took away my right to vote. So you know what I'm mad at, though? Was it?
Yeah, I feel like one of the judges was like
100 years today, right? 100 years of women voting. And think about those women. Think about what happened with them. They were beaten. They were killed. They were murdered.
Yep.
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 and now
And tortured for wanting to vote.
Tortured.
For wanting to have
Now
a
you
voice.
just give yours away freely. I would no way.
Can't be bothered.
No, just sitting on Facebook, did nothing. Couldn't go out. It took me 5 minutes. I drove up.
I went back because they didn't give me my sticker.
I was gonna go back too, but anyway. I walk in the rain. I got a couple of raindrops on me. I went up there. I got my thing. Done. Oh my God! How hard is that?
Is what it is.
Well,
So.
do people do they feel like it doesn't make a difference? So I don't know, but look
What
at
do we
those
have to do
numbers.
next time? Sit at a table and hand out lollipops?
No, but what I'm saying is that, so I don't know. I think for the next show, that would be something good to look at the numbers, kind of peel the onion back a little bit. But I can't imagine, with all that's going on in the town that people are passionate about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's different, like, how do you not raise your hand and exercise your vote to make your voice heard? You must have a lot of apathy, or just feel like, I've been voting for years and nothing's changed. So it's awful.
I think you're right, Lori, with that. I think we do need to have people understand that the national elections are very different from local elections. People do not understand that. We have the popular vote, then we have the electoral vote. That's not what we have in local elections. And I honestly believe people don't understand the power that they really have when it comes to local elections. And I believe we do. That is something we need to drill in people's head in regards to the power that they really have, and they don't utilize it. I just think some people just don't understand. But unfortunately, I'm one of those voters that feel like with all the tools that we have accessible to us in 2017, being ignorant is no longer acceptable. Like, you need to get informed. Mm-hmm. If you can't read, they even have an app that can read for you. If you can't, I'm at that stage now. I'm like, there's no more excuses for being ignorant, because there's so many different avenues you can use to keep yourself informed. But I do believe we need to have a show based off that so people really understand.
You're right, because your vote counts even more locally, because it is so close to the result, and the result can affect an enormous change that actually touches you. It's all of that. And I think you're right. People are even on social media getting pulled into all the national discussion. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, your ranch, where your water is,
Exactly.
and your kid's future. Listen, I said I was Pollyanna, but I do know that if we went out on the street right now and we asked a couple of people, that people might be like, what? Like there was an election today, so there's always going to be that piece. Somehow we have to try to reach. And if that's the little difference that we make doing this between now and next elections coming up, that would be enormous.
Sure would.
You know what else we
Right?
need to do? We need to make sure that Gene runs for another term. I know he wants to term himself out, but do you realize the tremendous amount of power he holds at this moment right now? For how long has he been elected? He was unable to get a second on anything he wanted.
You can now.
And now what else do they need him for? Susan's empty seat.
He would have to do some damage control though. But I do believe he has
no, it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to do any damage control within the Republican Party because the two Republicans that were just elected need him to vote a certain way for that next seat, for Susan's seat. He holds every card right now.
Oh yeah, that's enormous for him now.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about in regards to him rerunning. I'm not talking about. I think Gene is a good candidate. I've always liked Gene, but I think because he was so quiet during all this time, he would have to do some damage control if he chose to run again. And I believe once he did that, he would have, a lot more power than what,
He could finally run as a write-in and he could run a complete third term without a party and it would be all him. He wouldn't be beholden to a party at all.
But I think
you're watching.
Yeah, the larger point is he's no longer feeling like, even though he wasn't a lame duck, that's kind of how it was viewed based on his minority position, right? And so the party looked at him as
they could pass term limits in January.
Say again?
They could pass term limits in January.
Yep.
Gene could put it up, get a second from these guys who said that they would, and boom, you have term limits. He holds all the power right now.
Yep.
That would be interesting to see how that vote goes now that they're in the office.
Yes. That's cool. It's funny where your mouth is, huh?
Yep. That will be very interesting to see how that goes.
It's going to get very interesting. I'm going to enjoy covering the local Huntingtonian news here over the next year and watch all these changes that come in January.
I agree.
So we ready to wrap it up? I know Dana was exhausted before we even came on.
Mentally exhausted at this point.
I know. That's okay.
Yes, I am tired.
It's fine. Could be worse.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Cuthbertson's still there. Can't retire yet, Jenny Lee. All right. So we'll see everyone on the next episode, Be the Media Huntington, every Tuesday from 9:45 to 10:45 on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button while you're here to get all the updates as to when we'll be on next. And I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's Huntington View. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.